3 years ago, my garage was converted. I took half of the space to create a space for me to be able to sew and have some time away from the home so that I could teach others how to sew themselves. That space worked for me for all of those years, really. And then last year I decided it was time to inject a little bit of colour into the room. I chose this beautiful blue colour and I painted a couple of the walls, bringing some vibrancy in the room, gave the perfect backdrop for lots of photos. Here's just a few photos of people that came over that time to sew with me. We made things like outfits, clothing, bags, all sorts of things, whatever they wanted to try. But my room gave them the perfect surroundings, those perfect conditions to relax and enjoy themselves and let go of some of their creative side too. Just recently though, I thought it was time to raise my game, make my room look just that little bit more professional. So we entered the room. Dad came along and said he'd give me his time. He knocked down walls and he extended the garage to give me a much bigger space. There was dust. Mum came along, she was brilliant. She sorted the room out for me, no end. I concentrated on the colour, while Dad concentrated on putting windows into the room, bringing additional light in, making it so much warmer for me. Mum was always there, Mark was always there. Dad was relentlessly at it, day in, day out. I was thinking about wallpaper, of course. What was that going to look like? How did it fit into the overall look? All the work's done now. We're nearly there. It all looks so much more wonderful. I am so happy with the space that I've now got. So it's time to start thinking about bringing things back into the room. Start giving everything a proper home and making this a truly creative and inspiring place for you to come and learn. I'm back in the room. It's so exciting, and I'm here today to take you for a little tour around my new look room. That's right, so I'm back in my studio after weeks of it being closed and having things updated, and I just want to take you for a little walk around the room now to show you what's changed. But before I do all of that, there's just something that I want to say right now, and that is a thank you that is about that big and that goes all the way around and back again to my dad and my mum and my husband, but my dad, because he has brought to life this image that I had in my mind of what I wanted this to look like, and he has done it, he's made it happen, and I just love this room. It's absolutely perfect for everything that I need to take me on to that next step of the journey in teaching, designing, creating and supporting you to come in here and just have a go yourself. So thank you. So the room, it was a lot smaller. It has grown and I've got colour on the walls, I've got wallpaper. The whole thing has been insulated. The roof now is insulated right up to the tiles, and it's warm. For anybody that sews with me, you know I always get quite cold. I haven't had a moment of being cold in this room so far. So yeah, that's wonderful. So I'm going to turn the camera around now and take you for a little walk. So just starting over on this wall here, the thing that's mainly changed here is the fact that I now have a window. I've always wanted some natural light in here. I think it's really good. It's good for the environment because we're not switching lights on so much. And I get that morning sun that absolutely bursts through. Unfortunately, it's a rainy day today, but I did want to get on and do this recording so I could start sharing with you. But yeah, that's great for me to let in the sun, get some plants onto my windowsill. I do like my plants. So they're really pretty on there. Cup of tea not too far away. And Dad also made me this, which has come in super handy already. And that's for me to be able to stack all of my rulers up in, obviously pop my scissors in. And what was really handy at the weekend when I was teaching Darcy is I can stand your pattern up in there too, so we're not rummaging around. So here in the centre of the room, now what I've got is this enormous table. Okay, so this is a peninsula and it looks like it's floating because of the way it's been built. But all of this is actually storage space. So let me give you a little peek inside one of the cupboards here. So this is my bag making cupboard where I keep all my hardware and such like, and all my labels, things like that. So the idea of this space was really that everything had to start having a place. In this end one here, this is where I keep all of my patterns, the ones that I buy from other providers. And then round on this side, at the minute I don't have too much going on, but all those samples that I make are all sort of stored in there. So that has made a huge difference already. And then obviously I've got these two big curtain mats here, and then still lots of space around it to be working on. Over here, well, let's start here. First of all, we've got a coat hook up here behind the door, which works really well. And this beautiful colour, green colour. It might not look green on camera, but it actually really is. And then along here, the original 3 desks, but I've updated them with the 3 new chairs that I got from Jusk. And I also had some leather mats personalised for me from my supplier that I use for my labels, and they kindly popped my Lego onto each corner. So each of those protects the machine. So you'll see here I've got my Pfaff 30 out because I've been working on a bag. Elna just over here, and then my overlocker with Patch just teetering on the edge. And then above there, what I've got is my shelves that I've always had that just really work very well against that wallpaper that I was really keen to have just there. You can see all the familiar wooden bits that Mark, not my husband Mark, a different Mark, kindly makes for me. And we've got some samples just sat up there next to Luna of some makes that will be coming sometime in the future, along with this one. Those of you that are interested, I now have business cards, which I'm really pleased to be able to hand out to people. And down here, just as a little sub thing, I've actually invested in this little gadget too, which is a Scentsy. It's like a little a diffuser thing. It sets off some beautiful smells in my room too. So this is predominantly where the room then ended, just here. But actually what I've got is all this extra space here. It might not look like a lot here, but when you're in the room, trust me, it feels enormous. So just going up here, I'm planning to have a wall here where I start loading up my patterns that I have been launching, hopefully to inspire you. And then on the top shelf just here, some of those samples that I made. Down here then, so what I've got, just to give you a quick view first, I've got this beautiful wall here. I was really keen to have this look in here because I wanted a space for me to work. In here, I'll give you a full tada here because who doesn't want to see somebody else's stash? That's all my cottons in there, bag making across the middle, a little bit of bag making there, all of my oilcloths there, and some other bits of cotton just there. And then beneath it, let me just keep going. So the really useful stuff that we need, just down here in the bottom baskets, the oilcloths, decafils, things like that. And then more of my dressmakings on that middle shelf, just all squished in just there. And at the top too. So you can see everything truly does have its own space. Moving along to this space here then, really important to me. So I've got, you can see my little Betty's just out there, my Featherweight. She's been very busy working on a wall hanging for me, not quite finished yet, but soon to be out and on display again. You can see I've got that beautiful green colour there against that wall and another plant in the corner. So here I've got my tool chair so I can just sit, think, draw, work, whatever I like, just there whenever I want to. And then of course I've got these other 2 cupboards just here. This is more for the business side of what I do, I guess. So those boxes have got all of the patterns in, all ready to go, lots of envelopes, cotton bags for dispatch. And then that top left basket is all of my ongoing projects to work on. And then bottom right hand corner is things like receipts and paperwork. And if you can see right down on the bottom there, in the cream, little tiny sneak peek, that is indeed the wall hanging that I was just mentioning to you. So that is my room. So I hope you enjoy going on that little tour with me. If it has inspired you to come and sew with me, I would love to for you to get in touch with me. And I'd be absolutely delighted to have you here and we can have some sewing fun together. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, if you do want to go back and have a look. And of course, I've got my website now, www.sewprettysewmindful.co.uk. Sign up to my newsletter and you'll soon be getting notifications from me about what's happening and what's coming up. But if you do want to get in touch in the meantime, just give me a call or an email and we can soon get you booked in for your first lesson with me. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye bye.